I sound like I'm promoting her, but it's just she can fight, she can box, but I just think everything that she can do, I can do better, and that's it.
Charlotte Daly with MailSport Boxing. I'm joined by Natasha Jonas. Your fight with Mikaela Mayer. It's a really exciting one, and you're going to be headlining in Liverpool. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think Manchester's been good to me. I've won 2 of my world titles there, but there's no place like home. And I had to go home. 3 world titles, in Manchester. So
playing yourself down there.
No. But yeah, so there's no place like home, and to be home in front of a home crowd in a big fight, yeah, it puts it in my favour, and I'm soaking it up and I'm enjoying it.
It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. But obviously with that comes a lot of pressure in terms of fighting in front of those home fans. There's expectations. You want to put on your kind of best performance for those fans. How are you going to cope with that, like mentally, in the fact that it is in your hometown?
Listen, I've been on big things before, big occasions before. Not as big as this, the Olympics and, in 2012 and stuff. So I'm just focused on the results. Once you walk in and you're in the ring, the bell goes, all that background noise disappears. Obviously, I do have, things that I want to do in front of my family and friends and whatever, but it's all about just concentrating and winning, and I've been and I've experienced that before.
Chris Billam-Smith, actually, he had his title fight in Bournemouth, his hometown. He went to the stadium the night before to kind of take it in, soak up that atmosphere, because he said when it came to the ring walk, he wasn't even going to take any notice because he was going to be so focused on his fight. Do you think you'll do something similar where you go down early, kind of soak it up and get used to your surroundings before fight night comes?
I remember on the when I was chief supporter at Amir Khan in Kelbrook, and I decided, like literally seconds before we walked out of the change room, that I've got a mix of 2 songs. And the first song, because there's so many times that I didn't enjoy the moment because I was so focused on the result, and I a little bit regret that, because they are bigger moments, and the things you're going to tell your grandkids and everything about in later life. So I decided that I was going to listen to one song and look around and take it in and be that person, and as I was standing there in that fight and the first song's playing, I was thinking, wow, this is how Beyonce feels. And that's like what's going through my head. But then the second song, Girls Run the World, boom, that was concentration. I was focused, and I'm Miss GB, and I'm here for business, and that has put me in good stead. So that's exactly what I do now. I have given myself that minute to take it in and enjoy and appreciate and be present. But then I go and I'm shut it down, Miss GB.
Yeah. You said there about your kind of tactics for the ring walk. What's it like in the changing room for you beforehand? Because I know some boxers are very relaxed and have a laugh and have a joke, and some like to keep themselves and very focused and switched on. What side of the fence do you kind of sit on?
Yeah, I'm a bit like chilled, relaxed. We have a laugh. I'm like that generally. Oh, I like to think so. My little girl might disagree, but I think there's optimal zones in boxing, and you can be too relaxed. It kind of makes you not ready and not prepared, and then you can be like too stimulated, which makes you anxious and nervous, and they're kind of the negative things, and both can be negative. You've got to find that optimal thing, and I think I've done enough fights and been through enough occasions to know where mine is.
And with that there, as you said, you've had some really high pressure fights before. I'd say that fight with Namas was probably the highest pressure situation, because wasn't it like 3 world title fights, 3 different divisions? That was kind of your moment where you thought,
your last chance saloon.
Yeah. How did you deal with that pressure, and what was that mindset? Because you've literally just said there, last chance saloon. That's a lot to wear on your shoulders walking into a fight, right? Yeah, no,
that was the whole reason for the enjoy the moment focus.
Yeah.
So that was when that started in that fight, because there is a lot of pressure, but when you're in them moments, you've got to block out the noise and all that, what people say and what people that's all just extra noise. Yeah. And when you've got to focus on what you need to do.
And you've already cemented your legacy, and you're going on to kind of build on that now. and you're getting mentioned among other Liverpudlian boxers, you know, Tony Bellew, Liam Smith, Callum Smith, all of those names, and you're the female within that. How does it feel, and like how far female boxing has come that you're now up there, mentioned day in, day out with the people like them?
It's it's surreal sometimes. I remember when we was at the awards for the British Boxing Board of Control, the Fight of the Year, and I was literally looking through the past winners, and there's Nas, there's John Conti, there's Callum Smith, there's Anthony Crolla, you know, Ricky Hatton, Lennox Lewis, and I was thinking, wow, imagine winning this, and like next year someone's looking there and it's like, oh, Natasha, you know. Yeah. And then they said my name, I was thinking, wow. And like you said, it's the same like that, you know. We have had there's two things that like we're good at in Liverpool, and that's fighting and playing football. And to be, you know, up there with to being mentioned in them circles is like an honour.
Yeah. But it's not always been easy, especially for women. I know you juggled a job and trying to work in the amateur days before, you know, turning professional. What was that like for you, and how did you kind of manage it?
I didn't manage it very well. I had like 7 jobs, I think, in 1 year, because, you know, the time that it's needed to take time off to prepare for tournaments and then to go to tournaments, not many workplaces are willing to give you that much time off. But ultimately I made that decision and that sacrifices because I believed that, you know, I believed in myself, and it was my dream to chase. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky and fortunate enough that it's worked out for me, but it was tough. You know, there is a lot of sacrifices and big moments in your life and game changes that you have to make. And like I say, I can now stand here and appreciate that. Yeah. Like, thank God I took that leap. You know, what would have happened if I didn't? But I've always believed in myself, and I've always took them opportunities when they came, because, you know, opportunities are very few and far between.
And another big moment in your life was having your daughter and then returning to the sport. That was epic. How do you now balance that? Because, you know, motherhood is a job in and of itself, let alone trying to be a professional athlete and, you know, juggling the two. How was that?
She's the boss. Now, I might be the world champion, but I'm not even the boss of my own house.
Since you walk through the door at home, that's it.
And to be honest, it is a struggle, but I'm like any other working mum. You will find your way. There's a lot of things you need to sort out and things take priority and whatever, but you just find your way, and it fits in. But the biggest thing that I noticed now is that when I was on that GB and I didn't have it before that, like I say, I was so focused, driven, that I'd have a bad spar or a bad what, and it'd wreck me whole like week or me tournament until the next one. And it was all the stress of that result was everything. Yeah. Now, literally, as soon as I shut the door to the gym, it's left in the gym. It has to be, because when I open the door to the house, she just needs mum. Yeah. So mentally, I do have a break from boxing, which I think benefits me a lot. Yeah,
it's a healthy mindset, I guess. Yeah. So turning attention now to this fight in January, I know you wanted to be a little bit more active in 2023, but a huge fight to start the year with. Mikaela Mayer is a big name in general. She's stepping up in weight for the fight. Do you think that gives you the advantage with power, or what do you kind of make of Mikaela as a fighter?
I think she's a very good fighter. I think the only loss on her card was one I had a winning. So you know, she was unfortunate to lose. She's, you know, comes from, you know, the USA boxing team. You know, she's done the whole Olympic route. She's got a good IQ, got a good work rate. You know, good sock selection, long levers. I sound like I'm promoting her, but yeah. You know, it's just you know, she can fight, she can box, but I just think everything that she can do, I can do better, and that's it.
And now, there was a topic of conversation on stage a minute ago about the 2-minute rounds, 3-minute rounds, 10s, 12s. Where do you kind of sit on the fence? I know you said that actually you hadn't even heard that she was interested in doing the 3-minute rounds. But yeah, where do you kind of sit in terms of wanting to do that, potentially this fight or future fights going forwards? Yeah,
I do think it should always be an option, and they should be allowed to choose. For me personally, I do think it suits me. I totally understand what Ben's saying about the excitement and whatever, and yeah, but it honestly was not a question that was put to me. I just got my contract back and forth. the 10-2 thing was never an option. That was never a thing we even needed it, because I just thought that's what it was.
Yeah, and you're a history breaker. You've always set records and done these amazing things. Now, going forwards, you've obviously got your license to be a manager. You're working in that now. Is that with a mind to kind of finishing up in boxing? Is that something that you want to then step into next? That's where you see yourself going?
It's definitely something that I never wanted to manage anyone but myself. So to manage other people wasn't in my plans. But once I got that license, and then I got approached, and I think Mikey Talon's such a talented young fighter. And once he gave me that opportunity, like I said, you've got to take your opportunities when they come, and it's something. Now that I am a manager, I look at the other side of the business, and as I'm involved in them conversations, which I think is really important. But it's also opened other doors, and I get contacted by other fighters. So it potentially is just another route that I may take. But I would never have known if Mikey wouldn't have given me that opportunity. So I'm grateful to him.
And it probably gives you a confidence. I know you do commentary and things like that as well, but now being able to manage other people, I know a lot of athletes struggle with the concept of walking away from the sport because that's their life, that's their identity. Do you think it gives you that confidence that you're going to be okay once you leave?
Mikey's got to make me millions. No, I think definitely, boxing has been such a big part of my life for a long time. And to fill that void positively when it goes, it's going to be tough. And the last 20 years almost, I've been Natasha the boxer. Yeah. So when that goes and you just become Natasha, that's also a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. It's a change. So you have to have something positively, and something that makes your heart skip a beat and stuff, and makes you excited, makes you nervous, makes you worried, possibly makes you sad. But to have them emotions, you've got to fill it positively.
Well, I hope you don't leave us too soon. But I'm going to finish by asking you, and I asked Mikaela this earlier as well, what is your prediction for your fight with her?
A good fight and a win for me, and still.